Yeah, let me hit you back. Let me hit you back. Yeah, I'm just checking out some mail. Oh, hey, what's happening? What's happening? Oh, you like me? Are you stuck off in time, trying to figure out what you're looking at? Remember the good old times, nostalgia, Black Lana, High Lana. You like me, right? If you don't know what you're looking at, still not good. What I'm gonna do today, man, is I'm gonna turn you on to A-Town me, aka Lost Atlanta, but not really me, but what makes me me. I know you don't get it, man, but at the end of the day, man, I'm gonna turn you on to something you don't know, man. I'm gonna show you something that you might have wanted to know a while ago. Alright, man, right here, this used to be Club Nicky's. We'll start right there. A-Town history, Lost Atlanta history. We'll talk a little bit more about it as we move forward. Mac. Hey, we talking about Stewart Avenue?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Tell us what your name is.
The name of Stewart Avenue is Metropolitan now. My name is Anthony Marshall.
Anthony Marshall, what they call you on the street?
Red.
They call you Red?
Yeah.
People that love you, we call them turtleneck. People that love you.
Yeah, turtleneck.
People that love you. That's that thing. Stewart Avenue original right here. What's your name, Miss Lady?
Keisha.
Keisha. How long you been known by Stewart Avenue?
49 years.
You been known about it for 49 years?
I've been here 49 years.
But they call it Metropolitan. You were here before they called it Metropolitan?
Maybe it's Stewart Avenue. This still the whole story. It just ain't many hoes out no more.
Yeah, man, we want to chop it up. How long? What year was you born, brother?
1973.
73?
Yes.
Do you remember Maynard Jackson?
Yeah, I remember Maynard Jackson. He was the first, the mayor we had, almost a regular mayor. All the good stuff we had. When Maynard Jackson got office, we had a whole bunch of good stuff, and we enjoyed ourselves. But the other mayor that came in office, that cut all the good stuff out, it wasn't good.
What elementary school you went to?
Oh, M. Anthony Jones, down there about on Fair Street.
On Fair Street? And what high school you went to?
Booker T. Washington graduated.
Okay, he's pimping here. Was he pimping here during Maynard Jackson time?
Who is Maynard Jackson?
Well, Maynard Jackson was the mayor back in the 70s. Was it good back then when Grandma was alive?
See, I was smoking weed then too.
For real?
Yeah.
But was the community different?
Hell yeah.
Tell us about it.
I'm going to tell you, because you know what? You could get a ride. Somebody pick you up because they see you sweating at nighttime when the moon out, full moon. You'll be sweating trying to get home. You didn't have to rush and get off the street. You know what? But now,
Maynard Jackson built the airport.
Because they named it really was supposed to be named his name, but they just switched it up.
They switched it up. Oh, okay. What was the community like when he was the mayor?
Oh, it was a great community, but you know, we still had violence and whatever, but you know, at the time, he had people out here correcting, you know, we had neighborhood watch.
What was the neighborhood like? Like, was grandmama and granddaddy still in the neighborhood?
Yes.
You had brothers and sisters, you stayed with your mom and your daddy?
Yes.
Tell us about that time.
At that time, I was staying with my mama, but I met my dad one time.
Okay.
And what happened, grandma ran him away with a shotgun.
Grandmama, so you was a big mama.
Yeah.
So tell her about your big mama.
Hey, big mama, I love her. I enjoy her to death. To the day she died, she took care of me like I was her son.
Good old big mama.
Yeah.
What was her name?
Doris.
It's Doris.
Doris Marshall.
back in the days, back in the 70s, let me tell you something. It was so cool. Everybody knows everybody. Everybody could beat your ass till you got home to your mama, and then you get your ass beat. That's when you do something in school. Miss Shaw said, well, Keisha did such and such because she stayed crop from the school. She said, whoop her ass and send her on home.
Well, no, in that time now, with Maynard Jackson, yeah, you could, but you know how your mama used to be. Oh, if you don't be home by the street lights come on, the whole neighborhood gonna give you a whooping before you come in that house.
The whole neighborhood.
Yeah. Folks you don't even know. Your mama told me to see, if I see you walking down the street, going in the house, and the street lights on, oh, she told me I could whoop you. So I had a curfew to get in the house at that time.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I had a curfew.
You know, I'll be remiss to bring y'all to Atlanta and I bring y'all unless y'all see the skyline, right? See that? Yeah, that's my city. It's like you actually sitting inside of the parking lot of the Metro Fitness. But this also used to be a movie theater. I came up and saw some great movies. Right over my back, you got the Metro Mall, and then you got the skyline. Can't forget about Mercury. So much stuff happens over here. But on the flip side, I want to tell you about the Value Village. Like when I was a little kid, my mama, we was going through some things, staying in the shelter, right? So one of the programs that they had was a scenario where the city councilman came and picked you up, and then they took you to get some school clothes, you feel me? So the city council came and got me, man, and he took me right here to the Value Village. He got me a jacket, he got me some shoes, he got me everything I needed for school. Now at the time I was not tripping about the name on any of those clothes, or any of that. I was just happy to get it, you know what I'm saying? Growing up poor in Black Atlanta. That city pretty, ain't it? Hey man, let's carry on a little bit, man. Let's go find something else. Matt. So tell us, Wayne Williams, how did Atlanta change when you heard the name Wayne Williams? What was going on when you first heard the name Wayne Williams?
When I first heard the name Wayne Williams, after all these child abductions and all these child got killed, I didn't think he really did it all, but I really don't know because I wasn't there with him. Don't nobody really know right today, but you know he doing his time, but it is what it is. You know how the court system is.
Right.
Everybody convicted him, found him guilty, but on the news now, they quote, he only killed 2 grown men.
Right.
And they blame all the children on him. So I don't know about that situation.
I get it. So as a child, how old were you? You was a child. I was a child that time.
I was about 7 or 8.
How did Wayne Williams come about, throw you off? Like, how did Wayne Williams affect your life?
Wayne Williams ain't did nothing. Wayne Williams ain't did nothing. If he throw the bottle over there, I throw one. That was them Ku Klux Klan shit. I'm gonna tell you about that. And I hope this go on national TV, what I'm finna say. Monica Kaufman was finna do a segment on that. Monica Kaufman had got so deep in that shit. When they was killing kids here in Atlanta, the Ku Klux Klan, every time you hear about something here, think about it. Florida, they would find a child. They would find a missing body. In Florida, the same time when it happened here, it was happening in Florida. Monica Kaufman went there and she dug deep. She dug deep. The Ku Klux Klan stopped her from getting on that goddamn TV. They went to her boss and they wouldn't let her do it. You know, what was something Monica Kaufman said.
She had a specialist. She had like Monica Kaufman, like the first black woman on Atlanta TV, right?
Yeah. And when she first started, guess how old she was?
How?
19. She hadn't even went through college yet. She went through college, but she came out early because she was very smart. It was close to close. That's what it was, wasn't it, y'all? Close to close. That's what it was. And they had Monica Kaufman. She didn't even air that on TV. They stopped it. They canceled it after that.
Always on the block, man. You know what I'm saying? My shoe shine block. When everything started, man, I was born in May, Cinco de Mayo, first week of Mother's Day. My daddy brought me home to Maitland, so you know I'm such a May baby. It don't make no sense. But at the end of the day, man, this is the little walk I saw when I first time I came out of a house. You know what I'm saying? This is what I was looking at. But it's all to the OG right down there, the Metropolitan. It was called Stewart Avenue at that particular time in my life, but it was still all to the OG, man. But the one thing I could tell you is that the community was different, man, and we finna like explore that, and we finna look at just how different it really was. Because things are changing, man. Whether you want to accept it or not, you better get down with the move, because the move is definitely gonna get down on you. Smack.
Hey, check in. Hey, listen, while I was working on this documentary, you know, I was born in 1973 myself, Mac. However, that was times before me, and that were greater Macs before me. Did you know Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. lived in Atlanta, Georgia, and he had kids? And did you know that one day he went to Stewart Avenue way back in the day to a spot called the Fun Factory of the Fun World? Hold on, let me pull up the picture. Yeah, this place. And they closed the whole amusement park then to integrate and let the black people come be. I just didn't understand that, because I grew up my whole life looking at that dinosaur wondering why my mom ain't taking me into that park. Okay, I finally got my answer. A-Town. I did not know Stewart Avenue was white at one time. All white, no black. I did not know that. I did not know that. We was integrating. I did not know that we was stepping on somebody's toes when we showed up. And them people closed the fun world than to let me go in there and play. Wow. Answer the hell out of my question. Dang, that means Dr. King had a Jesus moment. You don't get no respect in Nazareth. You just the son of Joseph, man.
Name Tony. She got a basement. You done been down there. You done been with my mama when you were little, Terry.
Absolutely.
You done been there. You done been in look out with her. I couldn't even keep my son, because when my son was gone, my mama go out on the porch, and my friends and him could verify, they don't heard me Bessie talk about it. My mama come out on the porch and call Bessie, and Bessie come out on the porch. That's my godmother over there, my other mother. She come out, yeah, Timothy. She said, you saying TC? She better bring that baby back. She don't know what to do with no baby. I be at the park. We got boom box, we got TJ Swan, we got Boom Farm, Apple Wine, and we got Chilla Lambrusco, and we got weed, 4-finger lid for $20 like this in a plastic bag.
Right. What were the big drugs back then? They went out. They got like 1,000 different new drugs now, but back then.
Back then, the big drugs was, as we call it today, is crack and cocaine.
Right.
Them the only two drugs around. It wasn't no Molly. It wasn't no Percocets. It wasn't none of these pill drugs they got out today. It was just two drugs. And weed.
And weed.
Yeah, because weed used to come in the yellow envelope.
With the 4 fingers.
Yeah, I already know.
Okay, I got.
And lead, we just smoked that. All the pitch in at the park. You know, whatever you had. Dime, Nickel, Emma Lou, Angela. All of them used to be at the park. But Nelson, Tony, my friend named Shaft. All of them used to be at the park. We had fun back then. It was so fun. And you know what?
Right.
There wasn't no fighting. You didn't hear about none of that shit.
But now at this point in time, crack ain't so bad because, like you said, they got all types of different drugs out here now. And many folks on crack like that.
Right.
Because back then in them days, early 80s, 70s, that was the first drug hit.
Right.
Crack. And that's how everybody knew. You had the base houses, folks just sitting out there just smoking. But now, it's not like that these days. You got folks, basically, they'll smoke in front of your face in the street.
Right.
And they don't really care about it.
And keep moving.
And keep it moving.
So tell us a little bit about the liquor houses and how they was back around the corner back in the day, and what you could find in the liquor house.
You can find everything but woman. You can find everything but drugs. And if they know some drugs was in there, that person left after they beat the fuck out of him and throw them out.
Wow.
Because you don't bring nothing up in there. These older people.
So tell us, like, how is Atlanta there? Okay, so you said it was bad. Yeah, man, it was good. Maynard Jackson. Then it got kind of bad. You say Wayne Williams. So how did bad go from terrible when crack hit? Like, what was the effect of crack in this neighborhood?
Okay, when crack hit the neighborhood, and just in the city period, or in the neighborhood, people started getting crazy. They didn't know which way to go. People, the way that was on crack, they couldn't get it. They want to rob folks to get the crack, so they get some money. So crack just turned the whole city out.
So tell us about. Hey, tell me the difference between, because you were just showing us that there's a difference between the liquor house and the dope house. Tell us the difference between the hustle game and the con game.
You know what? It all equals up to the same jail.
So that's
Then the other choice you can have hell. That's all I can tell you about it.
all
Either
that
you go to
game
jail or you go to hell. Cause if you try it on me, both of y'all gonna go to hell.
going down.
They gotta go. I ain't
Okay.
gonna watch my back.
Stories
Tell
about
me.
scandals, pimp stories, and player stories.
Yeah,
But
all the pimps that used to be out here, and all the 100 women,
right,
from Maine to down there by Purple Onion, you probably run into 100 women standing on the corner. They had Chocolate City. They had, you know, the little skate ring.
right.
They had the little club down there, Purple Onion.
Okay, we would get down and tell us a little bit about what you know about the Purple Onion and Club Nicky's.
Okay, the Purple Onion was Deion Sanders, and his lawyer got mixed up with some things.
Right.
And so they had to shut that down, you know, they were doing some scamming stuff.
But how was the club like though? Was the Purple Onion? If you went to Purple Onion, would you leave or would you stay all night?
Oh, I stayed out night. I wouldn't leave for nothing.
They had that bass music and
You know what
booty.
I'm saying? They had them woofer speakers right there. That's all you needed. Ain't on this new technology stuff that we got today. Cause the new technology stuff, it can go at any time, but them woofer speakers, they didn't never go out.
Okay. Did you ever do a freak nick or two?
Yeah, I did a freak nick over there where the old Krispy Kreme used to be on the corner. Not where it's across the West End Mall.
Right.
Krispy Kreme used to be on the corner. That's where they had the first freak nick came. Oh, there were plenty of women. I loved it. I enjoyed myself.
Oh,
So tell us about the freak nick on Stewart Avenue.
man, please. That street was a damn mess when them young people there. But it was so much fun. They be hanging all out the cars with graffiti, that's what it is, graffiti, and just throwing stuff around. But it was fun.
Wasn't no fighting in there. A lot of eating and fornicating.
See, back in then, it wasn't about that. See, back then when niggas get to fight, they fought like this.
Right.
They didn't have, they had it, but didn't nobody be shooting at nobody. If you got them lost to fight, you just lost. Then the next day, y'all out there, all of them back out there eating, doing barbecue and drinking and shit, and telling lies and cussing.
About the history of, know anything about the history of Sir Charles the Batman on Stewart Avenue?
Oh, hell yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that.
Now, Red, the one you just interviewed,
Right.
he said Batman had about 30 or 40 women. Batman had about 8 women. And all of them was slut. So that's why he had them. But let me tell you something. Batman was wannabe pimp. Let me see. He was a skimp trying to be a pimp. That's what I'm going to say.
Want to get to the real? Give us the story.
Oh my God, I'm finna tell you.
You gonna give it? You
I
gonna
know
throw
y'all
Kenny on?
want to know it. I'm gonna tell you. He wasn't shit. But them women loved him. I believe he was goddamn doing something. They would swallow his cum or something. They fall in love with that motherfucker.
Okay, I know Batman. He was a good old little pimp. He had about like 30 or 40 women out here.
Right.
And if they didn't bring me his money, it was ugly. But he was a good dude. Ain't no meet Sir Charles now.
You said he get ugly day and bring the money?
Yeah, ugly day.
Anyway, he had a video out about the girls, and he was videoing them. He put it in a video, and they were buying it at the video store. And the people that had the secret indictment, with the GBI, FBI, one of them, that was watching him and Batman, they went and got the tape. They didn't get them all. They just went about one tape. And then the man that put them tapes out in that store that was making them, he had the original copy. They bought a copy that the man in the store made. Then they had to get that copy from the original copy. That man, he had to go to court too, because he put it on there. He was selling it. He knew he was exploiting girls. Because Sir Charles is doing time too. Sir Charles, he got, for exploiting them girls and making videos, that was 60 years. And then he turned around for pimping and had doing things that he was doing. They was going to give him 90 years.
I was 150 years?
Altogether it would have been 150 years, but it was two separate cases.
Wow.
It was a state case and it was a federal case. You're going to bring the federal case to you. Now, Batman, I'm going to go on and end this. Batman, he got caught. They told him, they said they made them an example, okay? My son wasn't no example. They went on here and gave him time to say about that too. Ain't no shame in my game. I didn't live to get 61 to be dumb and stupid and tell lie. I tell the truth.
Right.
The state gave Batman 22 years. The Fed gave him 40 years. He had 62 years altogether. Then, after that, the streets was clean. And the hoes just started pimping themselves.
Bam, here we are. This is where my education in the whole world, my education of life and people and everything, started right here in Gideon, man. Charles L. Gideon Elementary School. The first 6 years of my life, I was really over here learning my thing. Now, what I learned over here was like, I was definitely around some kids that was different than the kids they was talking about on TV. I experienced a robbery. I experienced a couple of assaults. But the one thing that I did experience here was learning my very, very first poem. So it was like, my mama couldn't really help me, but the thing that she helped me with the most was learning that poem. Because that poem stuck in my mind. And it goes like this. It's like, what I can do. What can I do to show my love for Christ who died for me? I can be good to all I be and all I meet. And that is who I should try to be. My mama had me up all night trying to figure that out, man. But it stuck in my head and it kind of stuck in my DNA. So despite everything that ever happened here, I always remember Gideon is a good place to be, you know what I'm saying? So, don't be worried about the hood, don't be worried about your situation. But before I go, I'm going to tell you this though. I did break my first rule here at Gideon too. Like I said, I was less than 6 years old, but I wanted to go see my grandmama. My mama had moved and we was no longer there no more. You know what I'm saying? I'd ride by my grandma's house every day, but I would never, ever, ever, ever get a chance to stop. I couldn't see her, couldn't get to see my toys, none of that. So one day, I came up with a plan. I was like, you know what, man, I'm dipping. So on lunch, I dipped, and I walked over to my grandma's house, and my grandma received me with open arms. You feel me? We had a good time. She cooked, and it was a wonderful, wonderful thing, man. But remember, I was cutting school. So I got a whooping, you know, I got in trouble. But that was also the last time I saw my grandma. So I learned this. Sometimes you gotta break the rules to get what you want, you feel me? So learn what you learn and do what you do. This is Mac. When I came over here to come see Tootsie the last time, I didn't show up at the door. Tell them what happened.
First of all, I'm going to tell you about when you got out of school early when you were little. Terrence went to Gideon. I used to make sure he got there because his mama, she was working, it was Southern Bell back then. One of them, AT&T, and she was a phone operator, so that was Southern Bell. Okay? Lunchtime is at 11 for young children to 12. He didn't even stay in school to eat lunch before he skipped. And he was like about 10 years old, 11, maybe 12. I think, Terrence was little. He was little. That nigga came, knocked on the door, interrupt my mama's stories because the doctors was on then. She opened the door and seen his ass. I know y'all won't know me tell you. She praised that motherfucker. She didn't beat him. She didn't do shit. But I put his ass in the motherfucking corner, outside on the porch. And I'm looking at her. She said, well, what's wrong? You all right? But if I get sick and go and say I can't go to school, she said, well, go to school anyway. If the nurse send you home, let the nurse tell me you're sick. She didn't give a damn.
I got it. All right. So share with us, if you don't mind. We're gonna let you have one or two stories that you might want to share with the world that you might experience on Stewart Avenue that you just want to tell somebody.
Oh, okay, I got one experience. That when the Oaks Motel was open. By Atlanta area 10.
Hold up.
The one way in and the one way out.
There. All right.
It was a one way in and one way out. It was in my childhood days. So I rolled up there one night with my homeboy. Female standing in the door, half naked. I met the one white girl. I thought I fell in love with her. I said, oh Lord. So I told him we had to go. Because I couldn't do it. But I did it. I paid for it.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, it worked. $50.
That $50, you still remember, right?
It worked them 50 that night. I paid.
All right, man. We want to thank you, man, for chopping up with us, man. Appreciate you stopping by on the Hot Show, man.
I said, you have a great day.
Hey, you too, brother. You want to tell us about Kent before we go?
My son is crazy. That's all I can say. He did shit that... I love him. That's all I can say. I really want to tell y'all how stupid and dumb and crazy he was. But he has repented and God has saved his life. Jesus saved him. But you know why? It was because of the Lord put the Spirit through me to tell him what he needs to do. I told him, and I'm going to tell y'all right there, and then I'm going to leave. Let me tell you something. It's so powerful out here. I want y'all to know. Karma is real. It's so real. You don't ever want God or Jesus to take their hands off of you. Because if he take his hands off of you, you held down. He ain't finna pick you back up. So I just ask all y'all out there, just please stop the violence. Pray. Let's give our life to God. Let God have more people in his kingdom than Satan. It's so real out here. I'm 61 and that's all I gotta say. Take God with you everywhere you go. If you can't take him, don't go, please. Listen to that first man and don't pray for everybody. I don't even know you. I don't even know what you look like. But I'm gonna tell God to save your soul. And you try to save yours first. Because if he wake you up, you do the rest. In Jesus' name, I ask y'all to do this. God bless y'all. Amen.
Thank you, Mom. What it do? And look, this is where it all comes together, man, but we connect the dots. I've been kind of talking to you in riddle and parable because that's how I was trained to talk to you. But all this is from the Most High to you. You know, get a better understanding of me, but it's not about me. I'm gonna put that all day long. But if you get to understand me, you'll get a better understanding of what's going on. And right here at Darris Park, for me, this is where it all comes together because this is where I learned a very important lesson. It wasn't an important lesson in love. It wasn't an important lesson in human culture, none of that. It's where I learned how to tie my shoe. And it wasn't my mom and my daddy that taught me. It was a good brother by the name of the G. I don't want to say his name wrong, but I do know it started with a G. And he showed me right here in this park how to tie my shoe. And I got it. That's the part I'm saying. Plenty of people had showed me what to do, but somebody explained it to me in a way where I got it. Connected the dots. So that's what Lost Atlanta gonna be. Now let's not get it twisted. It's Lost Atlanta, this Stewart Avenue. We still got Bankhead to cover. We still got Ashby Street to cover. We still got Simpson to cover. We got the Tasty Dog. We got all type of stuff to cover, man. So let us not be throwed off. Just know, this time capsule that you watching is forever. See?